Power BI possesses powerful map visualization capabilities. On screen now is an example of how these map controls can be used. This is an interactive report which shows populations of different countries in 2020. We can see how we can zoom in and zoom out. And of course, this is a very generic kind of control which could be used to represent any kind of enterprise or business data. Let's go ahead and see how Power BI map visualizations can be used. We get started with a brand new Power BI desktop report. This is a .pbix file. We've already pre-imported some of the relations that we used in previous demos, just in case. These are visible in the fields pane over on the top right. Let's go ahead and rename the page, and then let's switch over to Excel to explore the data that we will be using for this demo. Here we have rows corresponding to different countries and columns corresponding to information about those countries. In column B, we have the population in 2020. In column C, we have the yearly change. And then towards the right, we have some demographic indicators such as the fertility rate, the median age, the percentage of urban population, and finally in column K, the share of world population. The rows are sorted in order of share of world population, and that's why the first two rows correspond to China and India respectively. These are the two most populous countries in the world. We scroll down and we see that some of the columns have missing data encoded in the form of the string n.a. These strings are going to cause errors when we import the data into Power Query, and that's why we'll have to clean them up before we can use them in Power BI reports. Once we've oriented ourselves with our data, we switch back to Power BI. Once again, we have the Home menu open. We click on the Get Data button and choose text/CSV from the sub-menu. We then navigate to the CSV file, which is called Population by Country 2020, and click on Open. This in turn brings up the preview pane. Now we can either load the data directly by clicking on load or apply more transformation steps using the Power Query editor. This time we are going to hit transform data and go into Power Query because this data is a little involved and we'll have to clean some of the data before we can use it in Power BI. Power Query editor opens up along with population by country 2020. We are familiar with this UI. We have the rows and the columns, and then we have the applied steps visible over on the right. Now, if we use the horizontal scroll bar and move towards the right, we can see that in two of the columns in there, the fertility rate and the median age, we have errors that we need to clean up. How do we know that we have errors? Well, it's because of the little red highlighting under the column name. These errors have to do with the NA symbols which we saw in the Excel data, and the easiest way to remove them is to right click on the column header, click on the three horizontal dots at the bottom, that's where it says remove errors, and then in the sub menu that opens up, choose remove errors again. You can see in the sub menu that some of the other alternatives here are to remove empty rows, to replace the errors with specific values, remove duplicates, or keep duplicates or keep errors. For now, let's go ahead and choose the remove errors option